Thank you. Thank you. That's enough. Thank you. The first frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Shh.
The left-handed player who breaks off.
That's enough now. Settle down, please.
Is not Jimmy White. It's Ronnie O'Sullivan, the Rocket, against the Whirlwind, Jimmy White. The atmosphere, the introductions, the affection that's shown to these two players from the crowd is quite remarkable. Not the best safety shot from Jimmy. He's not one towards a corner. Can Ronnie get through to it? I think he can. And the thing that concerns me a little bit about this tonight, Willie, is there's going to be a lot of crowd noise. I hope the referee just allows them at first. As long as they're quiet on the shot, no one will complain.
Totally agree. I think sometimes they can get a little bit overawed with the situation themselves and sometimes spoil the atmosphere. I hope that doesn't happen this evening. First red to O'Sullivan, but no colour.
One.
He'd like to get to the green somehow. There is a
Quiet,
gap
please.
off maybe 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 cushions if he hits the green from behind. That's a natural angle to get to the green if he wants to play that way.
Yeah, just looking at it, he can hit the black if he was to get the spider. So if he nominates anything but the black, then he's going to finish up being called a miss if he doesn't get to the green, which you suggested, Willie.
Green. Thank you. Green ball.
That's the line. No, it's a bit high.
Foul and a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1. Jimmy White 4.
It's a free ball. Jimmy might not take the miss. Could
Free
play
ball.
the brown. It will count as a red.
Quiet, please.
Yes, he's a lot of advantage taking this on rather than having the balls replaced. The reason I say that, because of course if Ronnie had gone second time for the green and hit it, Jimmy White would have been in trouble, so he had to play the free ball.
Well, it looks like Ronnie's going to take this red on to the left corner. Or it did. He just got up. It was like he had a little bit of fluff on the edge of the cue. I think that's what he was wiping off. But it looks the type of shot that Ronnie would take on. You'd be surprised if he didn't go for it.
Yes, normally a player would have stunned across the face of the pack for the black, but the 2 reds just above the black were stopping that option. So Ronnie played the more difficult pot to hold for pink or blue, and he's nicely on the pink. The blue would avail better position, really, I think. I don't know whether he can come on and off the cushion to get on these 2 reds. He's played into them, which is a bit dangerous from there. The blue, he could have come in and out of balk and played for the 2 reds above the black.
Yes, when you're
7.
potting a pink like that, coming off the cushion, you see the distance it had to travel. There was never going to be a lot of pace left in the cue ball, even if it had hit them full. So, a good opening red, but it's only going to yield him 7 points.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 7.
The brown's just stopping Jimmy playing off the right-hand side of the bunch. He'd like to get the cue ball, obviously, somewhere where the green is, and that's the only red to the right of the pack. He can get near the green. He's got to be careful he doesn't catch this thick. He's played this nicely. This is excellent safety shot. Exactly where he played it.
Ronnie can get through to reds and possibly find a path back to the balk end, but it's not going to be difficult. He's had a look to see if there's a plant, but if they're the top reds, then he can't get through to those reds because of the yellow. Well, there is a plant, but he can't get through to that. Now what does he do? He can't risk leaving that for Jimmy. So this is a double whammy. Big problem getting back to the balk end. And if he did, chance he'd leave that plant.
Yes, the safety shots turned out to be even better now for Jimmy because of that plant. He'd risk playing thin off the one tight on the cushion to the left of the black and round the back of the two reds, but can't do that now because anywhere the white's in open play past the yellow or brown spot, Jimmy can have a go at the plant.
See, that's a possibility, Willie, but unless he catches that red just right, he'll leave another red down the top cushion.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice because the black's not available in the right-hand corner, so he'd do well to get onto a colour from that red, but that's not his choice this time. It's always going to be tough to get round the back of those. Well, that's fantastic. What a shot. What a shot. Well, we've seen two great safety shots there, John, haven't we?
Well, it is a great shot, Willie, but that plant's on. That plant's on, so I assume that he's left the plant. Jimmy will take the plant on. I mean, it looks dead set to me. What do you think?
The first glance, I thought it was set to the jaw, which obviously can be made. And he's coming up... Well, I don't know, John. I don't fancy him knocking this in.
Well, I think it's an absolute certainty.
Full ball, but he's got to commit himself and play, you know, for the black or the pink. That's why he's refusing it. This is a tough pot.
This is a tough pot. And he struck it well. Well, I'm amazed. I mean, just looking from behind the pocket, that plant to me looks unmissable. We'll see if someone plays it later on.
Yes, not disputing the fact that it could be made. It was just the fact that he would have had to play it at pace, I think, to hold it for either black or pink. But Jimmy felt the long straight one was going to avail better position. First real chance, this.
One.
Not perfect, by any means.
7. Eight.
That was the problem. The pot on the red was easy enough, but he was never guaranteed to be on a colour. And darn it, that plant we were talking about has now been moved, so we'll never know. Another mystery unsolved.
Pink ball. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8.
So he's been in twice. I mean, that was an excellent opportunity from Ronnie, and he got in early with a good long red, but he's not scoring yet. Of course, Jimmy still to pot a ball. This is a tempter, this one down to his left hand pocket, but it's fraught with danger. And although he won't mind mixing the attacking game with Ronnie. He can't push the boat out too much. Well, that wasn't a very good safety. Not left anything easy, but he could be in trouble next shot.
It's always key to get the cue ball as close to the cushion as you can. The one to the right of the brown is no problem for Jimmy to play up and down off, but of course if he under hits it or over hits it, the red that's in between blue and yellow will be pottable. So he needs to get the cue ball somewhere in between green and pink and at least past the D line of the balk.
Yes, I think it's a bit too dangerous, isn't it, to try and get back to the balk end. I think he's got to try and find a safety spot down near this top cushion. It's not easy because the red just below the black is available into both corners. But back to the balk end, well, it'd be a miraculous shot not to leave that red that's in between the yellow and blue, wouldn't it?
Yeah, once you get past the balk line though, he could play it. He may even play this pot slow and hold for the black, but we'll soon know. We've got a kick there, that took the pace out of the cue ball.
Yeah, you could see the disgruntled look on Jimmy's face. It threw the cue ball wide. He's got a choice of reds now, Ronnie, along the top cushion. They're tricky.
Yeah, the kick, John, it's the white would have stayed to the left-hand side of these three reds, but because it kicked, as you rightly say, threw it wide and came between the gap. So the white would have finished virtually near the cushion, but 3 or 4 inches left of the red, and it's finished to the right. Massive kick. Chance number 3. 16 points off the first 2 chances. I expect more from here.
Eight. 9.
Massive odds on favourite Ronnie O'Sullivan for this match. He was 1-5 favourite with Jimmy 3-1, which I think on reflection of the tournament so far, Ronnie obviously is always going to be favourite to beat Jimmy at the moment, but I don't think he was a 1-5 chance.
16.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, Willie. I think the type of game, the way it's going to be, played, unfold, is suitable to Jimmy. It's an attacking game which he suits. And I think when the two players play each other, you can throw the form book out the window. Jimmy's record over the last couple of meetings with Ronnie here, it's 1 apiece, and they've had some great titanic tussles.
23.
Jimmy had the last victory over Ronnie in the league tournament that they play. He beat Ronnie 4-2. Looks almost certain to go 1-0 behind here, though.
30. 31. 38. 39.
58 to
46.
lead. He's not perfect on this red. Still a possible 67 left on the table. So he's looking for a red and a colour. There's the
47.
red. And the yellow will be enough to go 61 in front. With only 59 left on the table. It's a bit careless though.
49. $50.
I'd like to see Jimmy White, if he does get the chance to come back to the table, as it's the first frame. Even if there's only the last red on the table, just to get a little bit of table time. He's yet
55.
to have a real pot at a ball yet. Had a go at the long red, which
56.
he missed, and of course this let Ronnie in a couple of shots later for this break.
Yes, this is the
61.
third opportunity that Ronnie had in this frame. He's made this one count.
62.
Such a sweet striker of the snooker ball is Ronnie O'Sullivan.
69.
Hardly any effort the way he gets the cue ball manoeuvring around the table.
70.
And possibility that there could be a century in this first frame. Left-handed, screwing back up for the yellow. No problem. So there's a possible
74.
101. With the 6 remaining colours.
76.
It was tough. Missed the green. Jimmy White nods and says that's enough. Very convincing from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Jimmy White never potted.
When
Second
we've got an
frame,
O'Sullivan
Jimmy
White
to
game.
break.
Jimmy White breaks off poorly, it has to be said. He's left plenty of room between cue ball and cushion. If the red doesn't pot above the black, Ronnie will be taking this on and playing for the black. Two ways of playing. You can either roll it in on and off the cushion, or you can play the holding shot to still stay on the black. Don't think there's any damage done that.
Well, the one nearest the black won't go, but certainly there's a choice of reds that will cut into the right corner. It's a thin contact, so the cue ball will be running loose, but the yellow's near the far left corner, so it'd be worth. I mean, if he just pots the red, he's certain to be on a colour. That's what he's playing. Just too thick.
You settle down, please. That's enough.
Whenever they're this near the pocket, if you catch them thick, you don't come out high enough, so not guaranteed to get perfect on the black. Caught it half ball perfectly.
1.
Needed 3 chances in the opening frame. This is his first chance in the second.
8.
How conclusive will this break be?
9.
Ronnie usually likes to bring reds into play from a shot like this, so a little bit of screw, not too much, just off the bunch. Well, it needed a little bit more than that. He's unlucky for it to stick on the pack. This is where the armoury of left-handed helps.
60.
A lot of players here would need the spider. Ronnie, if he decides to play the one above the black, could play it left-handed. Big bonus, John, that, isn't it?
It's massive. This is a really tough shot. It's a tough shot anyway. But using the spider, it'd be doubly difficult. And the thing is about this red, if he pots it, looks almost certain. Oh, well, he didn't need the spider. He can just slide the cue. Or maybe he can't. Looks as though he's certain to run into the black, but that yellow's over the far left corner, so he could be on that. In it goes as a mobile phone starts ringing.
17. Switch that mobile off, please.
Yes, I don't think they realise whose it is. It's still ringing. I can hear it in the background.
Can anybody point out where it's coming from, please?
John Williams came out with a classic a few years ago. I've said
Turn it
this
off,
before in
please.
Coventry when he said, well, answer the phone and tell them you're on your way home. It was a classic line. Still not out of the woods yet, though, because the yellow's too straight. The green's stretching over the ball. He's got to avoid the cannon on the red and the blue in swinging this white round off two cushions. Not quite hard enough. The line's coming into the blue, you see. That's what I was worried about, where the white would finish.
20.
So he's still a good pot away from continuing this break. I know it's early, John, but O'Sullivan appears to be cueing very good. Jimmy White obviously knew he was in for his toughest match so far this week, but I think the way O'Sullivan's cueing, it's going to be tough.
Yes, and why we always say snooker is different from any other game. When the other man's at the table potting the balls, there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to sit there, be patient, wait, and hope you get a chance. Jimmy's hardly had one yet.
$36. $37.
Twice he's finished a little bit too straight. No problem just screwing on and off the cushion for choice of red. $44. 76 won him the opening frame. 3 more loose reds and colours will put him on 68. So he needs probably one of the difficult
45.
reds in the bunch.
$52. $53.
I think we're blessed in snooker at the moment, John, with the quality of the top 4 or 5 players in the world. It's a pleasure to watch when they get round this end of the table. Very rarely do they make elementary mistakes.
60.
And very rarely, if they get the chance to win a frame at one visit, do they not?
$61.
Well, certainly this young man is up there with the very best who's ever picked up a cue. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He's just in a situation, he's just come a little bit maybe not the right angle, but I think there's a red that he can just drop on for the left centre. Nearly overran it. 68 points in front. He's looking for one more red to go 69 ahead with only 67 remaining.
Great shot. Great shot. Perfect on the black, nicely to nudge into them. This red wasn't easy. He left it half ball. He tried to leave it full ball. So it's just the half ball cannon on the outside red now, and all reds will be in play. Hit them full, so it's end of break. Jimmy's entitled to come back to the table here in this situation. He's still to pot a ball.
Yes, it will be very interesting, Willie. I agree with you. I think if Jimmy gets the opportunity here, he should play out this frame. OK, he wants a couple of snookers, which is an almost impossible task, but just to get a bit of table time, get his hand on the table, try and get that cue arm going. You don't get it going sat there.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 76 on the frame.
Well, Jimmy White decided he doesn't need the table time. He's put it on the practice table, but he's in trouble already. O'Sullivan in great form, 270 plus break.
A way to just stop Ronnie in his tracks.
Thank you. Thank you, the third frame. Shh. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. That's enough, thank you.
Well, that was a chance of a long pot off Ronnie O'Sullivan's break, but as happened in the first two frames, not quite happening at the moment for Jimmy. It was close again.
Yes, Jimmy's had 2 attempts at long pots. Both times he's rattled the jaws, so he won't be thinking he's not cueing well at the moment. He'd just like an easier chance. O'Sullivan's got plenty of room to get round the back of the black and in between the blue for choice of colour. This is the ideal shot to nothing.
One.
Well, it's come mid-table, but if he's got a nice angle on the blue, he can just stun it in and play for a red in the same pocket.
When he came round the table there, John, I don't know whether you noticed, he got an electric shock, which you can get sometimes off the carpet, a bit of static.
Funny enough, Alan McManus got one the other night. He's running through here for a red into the right centre. But he's played it wrong. He's not on.
6.
Now just have a look at Ronnie now when he walks round. Oh, put his hand on the table. It made me jump. And I knew it was coming.
Yes, it meant he put a bit more power in the next shot.
6.
Overrun it. But whenever you play a bad positional shot like Ronnie did, make sure you don't get down and play a careless safety shot, which a lot of players do. You give that safety shot 110% concentration and played it perfectly.
Two 0 down. Not had a chance. A lot of pressure on this safety shot from Jimmy now. He's got to find the baulk cushion. Super shot. Well played.
Yes, Jimmy's 2-0 behind, and I don't think he's really played a shot that you would say was careless. He missed a half ball ready into the corner pocket that you would expect him to pot. But that's the only bad shot I can think he's played.
Yes, but when you're playing someone like Ronnie who takes advantage of any slight slip, it's just magnified. Any mistake you made is just magnified out of all proportion, because Jimmy isn't playing bad, but at the moment he's not having a chance to play. Look at the table time. It's amazing, isn't it? 79% and 21% Jimmy. Well, I think he may be potting a red now. Ronnie's made a mistake and he's left the red over the corner. But once again, Willie, you have the difficulty, don't you? That when you've not had any table time, you know, it's like starting afresh.
And it wasn't easy, that, because he had to screw it across the face of the red. He couldn't run it in like he would like to have done. Now, the black... the pace he's going to play it, there shouldn't be a problem. It all depends whether one of these reds will pass the red that's over the corner, otherwise you play a cannon into the bunch. Something must pot. The ones next to the pink will go into the corner.
I'm just thinking, how important is this chance for Jimmy? First chance he's had in the match. It's been all Ronnie. Ronnie's been getting all the applause, all the cheering. Time now for Jimmy to leave Ronnie sat in his seat for a while.
And funny enough, John, I think he will. I think he looks very, very calm and collective. I think he's, obviously, as you would expect from Jimmy White, he's totally up for this match. Well, that's a little bit careless looking at that, but he can either play the deep screw off 2 cushions to play for the black in the same pocket, or he has to bump it in round 2 cushions, but he shouldn't have left it this straight. Played the deep screw off 1 cushion. Needs the brakes on. Yeah, that wasn't the poor shot, John, was it? It was a positional shot from the previous black.
Yes, it was a little bit careless. He struck that screw shot
mobile phone went up there again.
So well, but...
Please make sure your mobiles are off. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Another mobile phone, but... As I say, he struck this so well, but we know how quick these tables are. If it happened a bit harder, he could have gone across the other side of the black.
Jimmy White, 17.
Anyway, it was a good chance, but at least he got his hand on the table, potted a few balls. Didn't miss an easy pot, just ran out of position. Well, Jimmy can just get through to the red on the left-hand side of the table. It'll be a big ask to get it back to the balk end. It'll have to be so thin, I mean, it's just so difficult. But that's what he's trying. This is a tough shot, to hit it that thin. Well played, but it was too thin. And that cue ball's coming back, and I think the red in the middle of the table will go to the right corner. It goes. Jimmy didn't hit the red too thin, he just hit it too hard. But he's left this red.
One.
Ronnie taking the option of possibly bringing the pink into play, because the black at this moment in time is too tough to hit it hard to get out for a red. So he'd like to have the pink in open play if he can. You would think he'd be on one of them, and the pink's not come out yet. So, mind you, the black's not too bad now. The fact that he can play it by the red dead weight and doesn't have to play it at any pace. Don't know whether he can get on the black from here. Don't know whether you can see enough of that red.
Well, just looking at that, I think he probably, yes, he can clearly just pot this one, stun to the top cushion. As you say, Willie, roll the black along the top cushion. But he obviously didn't fancy the black.
7.
Yeah, without the red being to the right of the black, there's no way in the world he'd play for the black. But I, like you, John, thought he might have took that chance there because the black wouldn't have been too difficult at playing really slow. He's going to have to play another little cannon here because he can't hold for anything without playing a kiss. And he's run out of position. Does he have a gap between red and pink for the other red? If he has, he's lucky because he hasn't played for this one.
12.
Well, he's looking at the potted angle, so I assume he can just get through to this red near the top cushion. He could have gone wrong. If he's on it, as you say, he's been a bit fortunate. Didn't play for this.
Three
13.
times he's played for the blue, and 3 times he's gone very, very low on it. This time the blue won't be his choice unless he fancies it in the top. He'd like to get on the 2 reds to the left of the black spot somehow, but the angle he has on the yellow, he can't get there. That is very good. Played for choice of 3 reds.
17.
This is why I was saying he could have played the black early. He'll be reluctant to play for the black now, the fact that he hasn't got that red near the cushion to make the black easy. So he's going to have to work on pink or blue, I think, at the moment. He's dying to play for the black, isn't he? He keeps walking around and looking at the angle, but that black's not going to get any easier, Ronnie. Well, that's flew off the cushion. Well, it's. I think he perhaps deserved to be on the blue there, John. That just took off that side cushion. In layman's term here, John, it came off this right-hand cushion faster than it went on. Just absolutely took off.
Well, although he had a bit of a
23.
run of the ball there, maybe, or a faster of the ball, he finished nicely on the blue to play
24.
for that red. But he's still not back in prime position here. Once again, he's played for the blue and he's come too straight on it. I don't know whether he can force the angle to come down to the 6 remaining reds.
I don't think I've ever seen Ronnie make a break of 24 without being in position. That's what he's done here.
Yeah, I think he should have played for the black early doors, you know. He's been struggling ever since. So he couldn't get close to the next red, so this pot's a lot more difficult than he would like.
29.
Certainly be playing it as the shot for nothing. Blue or bought colour will be his choice off this red. If it does go in, of course, it frees the pink, and then it becomes a frame winning opportunity. So this is Jimmy, I think's possible last hope in this frame. If he gets on the next red after this one, it'll be frame over. This is the one. Jimmy must hope that he doesn't get on the next red. Once again, possibly playing a slow drag shot for hold for choice of reds. Still be reluctant to play for the black, of course. He can win the frame now with the pink being in open play.
35. 36.
Nudged them open nicely.
42.
Ronnie pauses to have a look at the scoreboard. 32 points in front now, with the pink 38. So another red and a pink, and Jimmy White will need a snooker.
Yes, he made breaks of 76 in both the opening 2
49.
frames. This break has been different class compared to the other 2 because he had to work really hard. Not
50.
one black so far in this break, and he's won the frame. And the pink was safe for the first 40 points of the break. This has been top draw.
$56. 57. $63.
More past the point of Jimmy White returning to the table.
64.
He got in this frame, Jimmy, with a good chance. He'd be disappointed that he run out of position so early.
$72. 75.
Ronnie O'Sullivan's pot success rate, John, is at 99% at the moment.
79.
I bet to Jimmy it feels like that as well.
But, you know, 2 balls he's missed in 3 frames. Hasn't played a bad safety, he's just missed 2 pots.
84.
It's hard to go and, if you were his mentor, and go up to Jimmy and say, look, Jimmy, you've done nothing wrong, you're still in the game. It's hard to explain that when you're 3-0 behind, but that's the case.
Well, the only thing Jimmy can hope for is that when he gets his chances, he scores heavier, and that Ronnie just slips a little. But it's vintage O'Sullivan at the moment. Absolutely superb. He leads 3 frames to 0. What can Jimmy do?
Jimmy White still looking totally in control of his emotions, even though he's 3-0 behind. 3-1 at the interval, he can kind of take stock and realise he's still in the match. 4-0 behind will be difficult. Not impossible. The fact that it's best of 11 always gives you that slight chance if you're well behind at the interval. Best of 9, you have no chance at 4-0 behind. So far, so good for O'Sullivan. He's done precious little wrong.
critical start to this all-important fourth frame as far as Jimmy's concerned. Can he eke out the first chance?
Well, at first glance, I presume this red doesn't pot next to the black, because if it does, he's played a very careless safety shot there. What do you think, John?
Well, it doesn't look as though it does to me.
Yes, it must have been touching the black. Both players reluctant to play any sort of negative safety shot. The re-rack is still a possibility if things don't start to mature shortly.
Well, Jimmy, having a look at this red that's loose of the main cluster, I think he can see enough of it to pot it. He's considering having a go at it. Well, he's not now. Not digging in. Well, in the end he did, but that just made the pot more difficult. It was a good effort, but once again, he's got a touch of the nearlies this evening.
He's actually cued very well, John. He's 3-0 behind. Yeah. He's had 2 long pots that have jawed. That was an excellent effort.
I don't think Ronnie thought about a plant on that red. If it had gone in, I think it'd have been a fluke. And hitting that many balls.
Obviously somebody said something funny, John. I didn't catch it.
IQ, quieten down on them, please. Let him concentrate.
Jimmy obviously saw the funny side of it.
Excellent attempt at a shot to nothing, that one. And it would have been even better if it had got in behind the black. So he's just played 4 or 5 pots. Every time got very, very close.
Hello, where's this red going? Just in and out of the jaws of the pocket.
Let's get into the situation now with this proximity of all the reds spread nicely. Whoever pots the first red in colour, you would expect to get at least 40.
Well, I think Jimmy's taking one on here to the far right corner. Needs to get close, even if he doesn't go in. Unbelievable! Unbelievable pots! What a shot that was, Willie.
Please.
I think he deserved one to go in, to be honest. He's cued really nicely so far in this match, and it must be almost frustrating that he's 3-0 behind. But that was careless again. He got the margin of error he had there.
8.
He'd got a 3-foot gap he could play in. For somebody of Jimmy's class to can into that is very poor. He's still got an option.
Yeah, I think he can just get through to the red, just below the yellow.
9.
Of course, this game, I mean, that was an unbelievable pot that Jimmy's produced there. But when you've not been at the table, you know, you're still a little bit nervous, you're still a little bit uptight. He knows how important this frame is. But what a chance he's got now. And 3-1 at the mid-session interval, the way the match is unfolding.
13.
He'd have to be pleased with that, but work to do.
Yes, I suggested whoever potted the first
14.
red and colour would get at least 40. And anything above that, of course, you'll have to work on the reds around the pink. It's a perfect little
18.
cluster to go into when he decides if you can get the next 3 or 4 reds with blue or bought colour, and then just leave an half-ball angle on the blue. Any sort of contact into the pink will just show you the overhead shot again. Look, any contact into the pink and red is bound to push reds to both right and left-hand corner pocket. So Jimmy will be very disappointed if he doesn't go close to winning the frame at this visit. See, the pink's just pushing the reds to the right, and that
23.
red will spring off the one on the left, and it all depends how soon Jimmy decides
24.
to get on that half-ball blue.
Yes, I don't think we want to be taking any undue risk just yet. But we're not far off where he's got to make that decision.
26.
There's 2 reds in the open at the moment. 3 reds near the cushions he won't be playing for. So I would
27.
suggest it's imperative here he gets a nice angle off this brown on the next red to get that good angle on the blue to disturb something. The next 3 shots could be the key to this frame. He's not gone far enough. He may have
31.
to play for the black if he's not straight enough, and I don't think he is. That was a little bit careless. No, he can't hold for the blue. Well, not in the opposite pocket.
32.
Yes, he's given himself something to do now. The angle's still there, but he's going to have to punch it in hard. See, that wasn't the bad shot, it was the red before. You needed to be on that blue half
37.
ball so you could play the white into the reds at a pace where the white can do some damage. When you're stunning a ball in, it means it's going into the pack with stun and not necessarily going to push through them.
Yes, I don't know whether this red to the left of the black will cut. Or maybe there's one that he's level with. The one that's level with the cue ball will go into the right corner. That just goes. But he's got eyes on another one. And boy, does he need to get this.
And get it, he has. Not ideal on the pink. The reason I say that is because he's going away from the reds now. He can play slow off one cushion. This one really just, for a second, I thought he was going to hit the left jaw and stay out. Oh, once again, I can't believe he's underhit that, John. Having hit the pink thin, it was almost impossible to underhit.
44.
Just quit on it slightly. He's not getting that cue through as he should. He's finding it a little bit tough
45.
out there at the moment. Understandable. He knows the importance of this frame. He needs to win this frame, get back to the dressing room and regroup. But as we know, and as we've said before, what a battler this man is. And he's battling a little bit at the moment, I tell you. He's under it.
Yes, if he had to have a pound on somebody with the rest, you'd probably pick
52.
Jimmy. Among the rest of the world's top players, excellent percentage rate, potting balls to the rest, and now
53.
be very disappointed if he doesn't get the pink and the red he needs to win the frame.
Just couldn't reach this, but as you say, so good with the rest, you wouldn't expect him to miss this. Well, just the red. Well, a little bit more than the red. I mean, the red to leave Ronnie needing a snooker,
59.
but red in a colour, Ronnie wouldn't come back to the table. And Jimmy has won this all-important
60.
fourth frame. Dug deep.
As in the first three that O'Sullivan did. It's one chance. When I say one chance, one scoring chance. Ronnie missed a couple in the opening frame before he won with a 76. This is Jimmy's first scoring opportunity, and boy, he's took them well.
67.
And what a red to open with, Willie.
Yes, it was a classic shot, wasn't it? Or Jimmy White's special. And the fact that he was able to manufacture it into a shot to nothing made it even better, because he got the perfect angle on the black as well. This is the red that we're talking about that John alluded to. We couldn't quite see where the Cuba was, but he developed it into a shot to nothing. But where the white was, nicely on the black if it goes in, safe if it didn't. Very good effort. This will cut.
75.
The only thing they're missing in this match is a century. It's been top quality. Well, what a shame. O'Sullivan won with 3 sizable breaks. Jimmy White has won with his own sizable break. And he goes into the interval.
Down, please. Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. That's enough, thank you. Let's get on with it.
Mid-session interval over. We now play to a finish. First to 6. Poor break-off shot from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's left a red on for Jimmy.
Yes, cuttable, and he can avoid the pack of reds, so he can go nicely out for blue or bought colour. The black's not available. If he goes top side of the blue, he may be able to get on the red next to the black. That would be a... Well, it doesn't really matter, because the red to the outside of the bunch he can get on and get on the black. So this is a great chance.
Six.
The scenario could be this in a few moments' time. Ronnie O'Sullivan's pot success rate is at 99%. If Jimmy can win the frame at this visit, he could only be 3-2. After 5 frames, that would, I'm sure that would have never happened before. That would be a stat for Phil Yates to come out with in a few years' time if Jimmy can win
14.
the frame at this visit.
15.
Stopped just in time.
22.
This is the last of the loose reds, really. I was going to suggest he needed an angle on the black to try and disturb something. He's not got that. So the red that's separated from that main bunch, he's just coming round to have a look now. I don't see anything. He's looking to see if there's a plan. If there isn't, then the red that's just separated from the bunch, that's the red. It is available into one of the far corner pockets. Not a red you'd want to play on, but I don't see the options. Obviously thinks he can get through to it, to the centre pocket.
30.
They both go. Got to be accurate with this. Got to be so accurate with those, particularly when you're playing a little screw shot.
Yes, once again, it wasn't that shot really was a bad one. It was the position of shot he played for the black. He left himself dead straight when he got a massive target to leave himself an angle to go into them. That's the only thing that's missing from Jimmy this evening. But a couple of careless positional shots. But he's got another chance.
Yes, Running just a bit wide of the mark there, and this red has come into a potable position
Settle
for Jimmy
down now,
White.
please. That's enough.
Ronnie reluctant to play on the pack of reds because, as you can see, they're in a straight line. He'd like to break these off the blue if he can, but he goes into them half ball from this angle. As we've said before, half ball contact needed. The idea would be to play the left hand one of the three reds half ball. That would push everything into open play and push the white through. If you screw it, you won't really get on one. So it's a case of playing a forcing stun shot, and there's nobody better than Ronnie at this shot normally. Well, he screwed them, and we just suggested that screw shot is not the way of playing that shot. You have to stun up into those.
8.
So the misread of Jimmy looks to have only cost him 8 points.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 8. Will you stop calling out? You're not giving the players a chance to get concentrated.
Little tap on the floor there with Jimmy with his cue. He appreciates that. I mean, everybody's shouting, "Come on, Jimmy." Well, where do you come on from here? He's tight under the top cushion. Not as if he's got a pot on. He needs to get this back to the top cushion behind the black. It's not a formality. Played it well. Played it very well. Good shot. This red's running loose. Well, it's turned out safe, but it could have gone anywhere. Jimmy having a close look at this little cluster of 3 below the pink. I don't know if he spotted a plant or something. Not really. Well, whether he tried to make one or not, but he didn't go through with the cue ball. That cue ball should have been near the top cushion. He's under-hit it. And what a costly mistake this could be. I think he half attempted the plant, but he had to get more screw on the cue ball, and he knows it. Could be costly.
1.
Well, if Ronnie cues like he did in the opening 3 frames, this
8.
would be under frame. But they have had that 15-minute interval, and sometimes it takes you a few moments to get back into your stride. The next 5 reds and colours look a formality. That'll put him some 15 points in front, so we need at least one of, if not both of the safe reds.
$14. 15.
Just working it out. He's 1 point behind now, Ronnie.
21.
He's not going to be able to win this frame unless he took blacks off the 5 reds in the open, which is highly unlikely.
22.
Without having to get one of the more difficult reds near the side cushion. So it's not straightforward.
Not well is at the table, please. 29. $30. $36. $37.
The blue's the easier pot, but has to avoid contact on one of the baulk colours in playing in and out of baulk. And he's avoided the green and played that shot nicely.
42.
The real work will begin now.
43.
Don't know what angle he has on this pink, but if you can screw into the cushion, it's just virtually straight, so he's got it to do now to even get onto a red. And then take the blue. If he can avoid the jaws of the middle pocket, he can screw back just past the middle pocket and leave himself a choice of 2 reds. Could screw it off here. Oh dear, he hit that so good. Hit it too good.
49.
Got so much action on that when it hit the cushion. With that little bit of side, it just takes off that cushion. Still could take the pot on. He can play it as a shot to nothing, covered with a green if he misses it. He's played it a bit harder than that and he's missed it. I'm surprised Johnny didn't play the weight to cover the pocket with a green.
Yes, surprising. And he has left it just wide of the mark. Now, if Jimmy's very straight on this red, he's going to need all his cue power. And he is, you can see. But if anyone can play this shot, it's Jimmy White. Well, it could turn out that that wasn't a bad double kiss. Particularly if the brown comes to the rescue.
Ronnie is so reluctant to move this red off the cushion. Ideally, he might even play cushion first and just try and move this red away from the pocket and risk leaving it, because, OK, if Jimmy can pot the red, he's still got work to do with the 2 reds. In playing safe off the red off the cushion, he's bringing another red into play, which could be dangerous. Oh, what a clever shot. He's actually tried to move the red away from the pocket. Very clever shot. Good safety, that.
Yes, he's blessed with a great talent and a great snooker brain. That was an excellent shot. This red could cut back in here. It's a thin one, but I think well, looking at that, I think Ronnie can just pot this. He's 27 points in front. You can see the 2 reds on the right-hand side of the table. They're not in potable positions.
One.
I think it's just a little trickle up behind the green here.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 1.
Now, Jimmy relied on luck and didn't get any there. He didn't want to risk playing it dead weight in case he just pushed one over the corner, but I mean, now it looks the wrong shot, John. Would you have played it dead weight?
I'd have had to give myself a chance to get out of it with the dead weight shot. Playing it like that, you know, there was 2 reds there. 1 red you might be able to knock away from the cue ball, but 2 reds.
8.
Anyway, he needs a snooker now.
9. $16.
Well past the point where Jimmy White needs snookers.
18. 21. 25. 30.
'Lovely positional shot
36.
there from Ronnie. Doesn't really matter about this black. And he played it as though it didn't matter, but he's won the frame. Jimmy White got in first with a break of 30, but unfortunately couldn't answer that score. And Ronnie O'Sullivan goes.
Settle down, please. Frame 6. Jimmy White to break.
Jimmy White breaks off, knowing that he's already recovered from 5-2 behind in the earlier round against Matthew Stevens. If he loses this frame, he's going to have to go one better and come back from 5-1 behind. So this is a key frame. But he's left a shot to nothing. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Naturally will come around the back of the black. Been a bit fortunate there, Ronnie. Mishit it. He's entitled to have left this long red. He's covered it with the blue. Missed this by a long way. If it comes inside the blue, this would have been an easy opening red. And you can see how disgusted Ronnie was with that shot. But only a safety shot left for White. Well, I say that, I didn't think that was possible. That looked far too fine. Good shot. Oh, Jimmy, if ever you needed a 70 above 4 or above, it's now.
Well, he's under it, that, and a little shake of the head
5.
by Jimmy. He's not happy with that. You need to be straight on this red, and then the position on the colour would have been automatic. He's potted some tremendous balls this evening. His safety play's been all right. It's just his positional side of his game is just letting him down. And that was the problem,
6.
because he wasn't straight. He was running into the black. He tried to develop the black, hasn't. End of visit.
Yes, it was very close to being a perfect shot, that. Watch the path of the cue ball. If it catches it 3/4 ball instead of full ball, it would have knocked this black on.
Jimmy White, 6.
Very high quality match as far as the scoring is concerned. Both players' safety success rate is not at its highest. Can't gain any advantage with this safety because he can't cover it behind one of the colours, but he can get the pace right. It makes it difficult. Missing the black's the key.
I agreed with you, Willie. Missing the black was the key, but also he had to miss the brown. He's left the red on for Ronnie. Oh, it's a frustrating game, the snooker sometimes.
Yes, you could play that safety shot another 3 occasions and that red wouldn't go near the pocket. Ronnie can screw around the back of these reds and even try and get on the black here if he desires. Has he gone around the back? Yes, he has.
1.
He plays that shot as good as anybody in the world because it's a shot that's played plain ball. It looks like he's playing this shot with side when it comes off the cushion, but on these cloths and these cushions, if you hit these centre ball, once it's left the cushion, it virtually reacts like it's got side on. Played that so well. The middle red of the cluster of 7 will pot.
8.
Also one in the middle available. Can he get onto the pink or black? I think he can.
9.
Just slightly awkward on the black. If he was straight on the black, it wouldn't be a problem, but that's why he's considering the pink. You see, if he plays a screw back, he's going towards the red to the right of the black. So he can't get good position on it. So I decided to play for one in the middle, but he's overdone that. He's on nothing. Safety shot.
16.
Back to the chair.
And that's another proof where we talk about fractions of an inch being whether you continue the break or not. Jimmy White has broken down twice because he's left the wrong angle on the black. There you see Ronnie O'Sullivan has now broken down because he played a loose positional shot. It's not all about how good you are, it's a case of how you leave your angles on your next pot sometimes. Both players now have been a little careless in their positional sense.
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Again,
16.
O'Sullivan really knuckled down with the safety and an excellent safety shot again. If it misses the yellow, excellent reply. When you're struggling, it's amazing, isn't it? But if that white goes tight on the cushion, this red is not on because he can't get round the back of the pack. The fact that he can get his hand on the table, he may even decide to play for the black here, play the slow stun round the back of the black. That's what he's done. Unlucky there, Jimmy. It was almost a perfect safety shot.
1.
Well, he run into another red and flicked off it, but it hasn't affected him. He's perfect on a red to the right centre.
8.
May have one to the right corner. I think the one to the right centre is the one he'd be playing. Oh, there's that one there as well. The one just to the left of the pink. Still think the right centre, and unless he can play for the pink in the middle. So many options.
9.
And the thing is, just to go back to the point you were making, Willie, that if you get perfect on a ball, all you've got to do is concentrate on the pot, and that natural angle that you've got will take you on to the next colour. Of course, cue
15.
ball control is the key to getting to the top of your profession at snooker.
16.
And no one can manoeuvre the balls much better than Ronnie O'Sullivan when he's in a position like this. This is not looking good for Jimmy.
Yes, this is the key red here, that if he gets rid of this and gets on the black, it is looking
22.
like 5-1. It's hard to see him missing
23.
from here. And Jimmy, I'm sure, will feel the same. Looking at that camera, you can just see there's just that bottom red, the one he's on now if he wouldn't play in the black. That's about the only red that's available in this pocket. So the next positional shot is going to have to be played at the other side of the table.
30.
All these reds appear to be covering one another.
31.
The way he's played that tells us the one below the pink must be available from that camera angle. Doesn't look like it does.
38.
When we show you this one, there you can see.
39.
Every frame he's won has made a break of 49 or bigger. 270s and a 90. I feel there could be 100 coming here.
45.
Jimmy looking on. There's nothing he can do about it. Seems this frame, every time he's played a good safety shot, he's left one on for Ronnie.
46.
Just flick the red. 56 points in front. There's 59 left on the table. Needs the black. In it goes. So there you see it. 63 ahead. Just
53.
59 remaining.
$54.
Oh, to play a shot so precise
56.
left-handed is superb, isn't it? And once again, he was playing in, we talk about playing in areas,
57.
and that's what Ronnie did there. He played in an area where he could get on all three reds with one shot. So it doesn't matter whether you overrun or underrun, you're always going to be on one, and that's the art of good break building.
64. 65. 71.
Not too sure whether my stats have been updated, but Ronnie
72.
O'Sullivan has a chance to make his 390th competitive century in tournament play. $81. Well, he's cueing that well left-handed. He overscrewed that one. I think this is Ronnie O'Sullivan's first rest shot of the evening. So he's got 100% success rate with the rest, and so has Jimmy, funny enough. But unfortunately for Jimmy,
88.
the scoreline is not 100% success. It's now 5-1.
93.
If ever a scoreline didn't tell a story, it was this
99.
one.
Shh.
The standard of this young man's snooker when he's playing well is sometimes flawless. Once again, he wins a frame at one visit.
Ronnie O'Sullivan breaks off for frame 7. And is this the one he's looking for a place in the final? He's that close.
In the last frame, his 2 safety shots, kissed the brown on one time, left the red on, kissed the yellow the next time, left the red on. This time he hasn't kissed the baulk colour, but there is a long pot available. Whether Ronnie will decide to take it on, I doubt, because the black's covered. So an aggressive safety shot being played here, bringing the reds behind the pink into play. He may even free the black with this safety. Not quite. I think one thing that impresses me about Ronnie more than anything, John, since he's been working with Ray Reardon, is the effort he's put into his safety play.
Yes, well, it's a very important part of the game. If you play good safety play, you can force your opponent into an error. If you don't play good safety play, then you're waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. But that was a good reply from Jimmy. And it's asking a question here from Ronnie to play a better safety shot, or even as good as. It'd be tough to get back to the baulk end.
Yes, he's got exactly the same shot as Jimmy, actually. If he plays the one just to the right of the pink, the gap's there to go through the same reds as Jimmy just did. But we all know, hit them too thin or too thick makes you look silly, this shot. Yeah, the gap between the 2 reds on the right-hand side, the one just below the pink, that's the gap he's trying to get through. Now, that's what I was saying. Too thin or too thick can make you look silly. That's close to being a good shot, but I think he's had a result and a half as far as leaving anything straightforward.
You be quiet, please.
Yes, he's certainly not left anything easy. Possibility, there's 2 reds to the right of the blue. Maybe the one on the right-hand side will cut into the right centre. The reason I say that, because Jimmy's badly hampered here. It's the only pot I can see, the right-hand side of those 2 reds. It will cut into the middle. But boy, after the mistake from Ronnie, he was entitled to think of something easier than this. But he played it well, but he couldn't control the cue ball, and he's a little bit too close to the cushion for comfort.
Well, I mean, it's hard to criticise a player of Jimmy's class, but you've got to know that you're kissing a ball. He's played to kiss the red to the left of the pink full ball. And now he's potted the blue in the middle of the pocket, and he's not got the kiss. And that's hard to understand why that hasn't happened. Complete misjudgment.
This red will go, the one just to the right of the black. And it's there, and if he misses the baulk colours, he'll be on 1.
7.
Good shot.
Yes, I hope Jimmy wins. Well, I hope he gets back in the match, but I don't think he deserves to lose 6-1 the way he's cued. He's actually cued very nicely in this game. And when he has had the balls in a position like this, he scored relatively well. 75 in the frame he won. 30 in the next game, which was the one after the interval, and looked like going on to win it, and played a careless positional shot. So you can't forgive yourself for missing
Jimmy
easy
White,
ones.
11.
He was just slightly hampered by the green. Made it missable. And he's in a position at the moment he cannot afford many more mistakes, if any.
1.
O'Sullivan's pot success rate is still at 98%, which, when you consider that we're in the 7th frame, it's easy to see why Jimmy White's 5-1 behind, but the pot success rate doesn't always tell the story, albeit Jimmy's is down at 80%.
7.
I mean, O'Sullivan's standard when he's in the balls, John, has been absolutely first class.
$13. 14. 21.
Ronnie has not scored less than 36 when he's been in the balls. There's every chance here to win frame and
22.
match.
$27. 28.
It just gets a little bit awkward now. He's taking the reds that were in the middle of the table. Good positional shots required.
34. 35. 41. 'Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, there's a surprise. He's not missed many.
Quiet now, please. One.
Well, Ronnie had his chance to run out the match at that visit. That cue ball needs to bounce a touch. Well, he's on the red to the
8.
right centre. I think he'd have preferred to play the one down the cushion. He played for the two reds.
9. 15.
Anything but straight on this black, needs to be high on it so he can run through and move the two reds into play.
16.
Whatever kind of kiss he gets here, he should be on choice of reds. Jimmy, that's so careless. At this level,
Jimmy White,
you just
16.
cannot compete if you miss balls like that.
He looked to have the perfect angle. Didn't have to do a lot with the cue ball, just pot the black. It was an automatic cannon. Is that his last shot in this year's Masters? If this black goes in, I fear it will be.
Yes, if it is and what looks like being 6-1, I mean, Jimmy will go home tonight wondering, with the chances he had, what could have been. I mean, O'Sullivan has played excellent, yet Jimmy has had chances in at least 3 of the frames he's lost.
8.
And I mean good chances.
9.
The lead 23, the black 30, so red and colour needed for a place in the Masters final.
$16.
Well, he's finished the water, and I don't think he'll be bothering to refill the glass.
17.
The pink, and he will need a snooker. And if Ronnie pots this pink and the last red, Jimmy will not be coming back to the table.
23.
This gave us all a thrill, though, again in this tournament. Tremendous victory against Matthew Stevens from 5-2 behind. Thriller against Mark Williams. That went to the deciding frame. But not tonight, it doesn't appear. In it goes, so that's the end.
24.
Been a very solid performance by Ronnie O'Sullivan. Any mistake that Jimmy has made
Quiet now, please.
in the main has been jumped
31.
on.
$33.
Yes, it's goodbye from Jimmy, but Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to get into his 5th Masters final. He's lost in 3 of them.
36.
He's only won the title once.
Misses the brown, but it doesn't matter.
36.
Jimmy will offer the hand, congratulate him. Good performance by Ronnie. Jimmy just not up to that level this evening.